Wow, wow. Big shout out to Wendy Day. She was definitely on the podcast. But yeah, man, again, you done went head to head with some of the world's greatest MCs, Eminem, DMX, Lord Finesse, Joe, Nas. You know, you got a chance to either perform with them or
Yeah.
freestyle with them. I wanted to ask you, have you thought about doing a documentary about, your experience in hip hop and what you contributed, or a book, or
I would love to, and a lot of people always say that, and a lot of times people always say I'm kind of underrated, and I see it too. You know, even like they got this hip hop museum in the Bronx, and I'm from the Bronx, and I've been around lot longer than some of the other artists that sometimes get acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? So it's my way. That's why I put together this playlist because it show you when you look at it, you see the artists that everybody knows that acknowledge me. Clearly, they showed me acknowledgement, and I showed that. So it's like if I'm somebody, I'm on video games and TV scores. I got my music, and I put it there. I showed it's not. I put the receipts there. Like this is not me telling you fabrication down. This is the actual facts. Here's the links. You click on each game and look at the soundtrack. You see my name is there. So that's showing you I have the exposure. I can show you tour footage. You can see the footage from tours. You can see the audiences. But for some reason, people overlook. So I just feel like, look, I don't know what it take, but that that's what it might have to come down to. I might have to do my own documentary with somebody, but somebody that really knows what they're talking about. So I always felt if I put together a playlist, whoever's gonna narrate this and talk about me should do their research first. Look at the stuff that I put on a playlist so they could know what they could tune into. And I need to update my that Wikipedia because my Wikipedia is limited with information. They don't even have nowhere near the stuff that I did and accomplished. And I definitely need people to see that too. You know what I'm saying? So only thing I could do is control the narrative by putting together my playlist and showing the people. And hopefully maybe one day somebody be, y'all I'm down to do this book. And I just started doing it and do that documentary visuals where people could see it for themselves rather than hearsay. So that is something I definitely want to do. It's inspiring when I see people like Fat Joe, he got his book out. Anybody talking about that. And I know I got me a story. You know what I'm saying? I got a story. And I got a lot of people that could vouch for me. And it's just that people kind of want to hear it too. It's not the first time I've been asked that, yo, man, you should write a book. You should do a story. I know it's going to take a lot of time, but it's worth it, for the future generations and people to know about me. I definitely want people to acknowledge me, when I'm not around one day. I definitely wanted people to know my story. And who better yet know the story better than me? So let me start working on that so people can know what they're talking about when they're talking about me. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah, no doubt, man. Cause like the stuff you got on your playlist, it's extensive. Like you said, somebody that really thoroughly researched you. Cause I'm an author, man. I wrote a book about my uncle. He was in the Black Power movement in Cleveland. It took me like 10 years to write that book. So writing a book about somebody's life from the beginning to the middle to the end, you know what I'm saying? Especially somebody that have accomplished as much as you have, that's gonna be a lot
Yeah.
of work, man. Let me know if don't
Yeah.
nobody step up. You know what I'm saying? I'm an author, man.
Hey, well, hey, maybe we could try to do it. Um, every day is a part of the story. So that's how I look at life is a part of your story. So, you know, that's gonna be like when you narrowing it down, like where do you go from here? You go from here, move around. But I always say that life is the story. The story is still being written now. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't over just because we're talking about the past. Our present is part of the story. It's just what we're going to try to move to and how much of it from the past and present we're going to add to the story. But it's definitely something I'll be interested in doing. And yeah, I definitely wanted somebody that really had the experience to write a book or tell my story. So yeah, that'd be something I'll be interested in. We definitely need to maybe sit up, and chop it up more and just get into it. But yeah, I'll definitely be
Yeah.
interested.
It'll be an honor, man, because I travel a lot. I've been to about 70 countries. I'm in South Africa right now. I'm in Johannesburg. I do music myself, but if you get your book, whoever do it, if I don't do it, if you write it yourself, you could go to you go to London, go to South Africa, and sell your book. Cause them foreigners, they really, really love hip hop. So they gonna be like, what? You know what I'm saying? That old school hip hop. It is.
Yeah,
I can imagine it being big.
yeah. Well, I would like to do that, and I've known that. Yeah, from traveling around, I saw a lot of things myself personally from touring out the country and going to different countries that, yeah, they knowledge about hip hop sometimes to be more than people in the States because they didn't have no choice but to do the research. And sometimes I think people here take things for granted. Like I used to stand in front of Fat Beats for years. The real heads that knew me would come up to me, but I think the average cat saw me as somebody they saw me there every day, so they'll pass me by going in the store, not knowing I got records in the store. But just the fact that they saw me, they took that for granted. But somebody overseas, I met a lot of cats coming from overseas to Fat Beats, and when they saw me, they heard the stories, and they, wow, you're a person. Well, let me get a picture of you. Let me get this on video. And even the guy that I wound up being on his album, the producer, he from Denmark, named DJ KV Beats. I remember one time he came like 2000. He interviewed me. He saw me. He videotaped me standing out there selling CDs and bought one from me. But years later, he come back to me saying, "I don't know if you remember him, the guy that videotaped you from the Fat Beats. I'm doing this album. I'd love to get you on it." He told me all the people he had, and I was like, "Yeah." And I wound up on his album. He's somebody I met in the past off the street, but he had the appreciation for me to get me on tape because he realized like, yo, this a rare footage. This guy, no people heard of him, but how many people got him on tape?
Wow, wow. That's amazing, man. I ain't gonna hold you up, King. I gotta salute you again, for holding your own with all these giants. These are your peers. That mean they respect you and you equally as ferocious as they are, when it comes to spitting bars. So if somebody's viewing this right now and they wanna see your YouTube page, they wanna see your music, they wanna see what you've done in the past, what you're doing now, what is the best way for them to follow what you're doing and what you have done?
Um, Go to my Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, but at the real Percee P, the real Percee P, TheRealPerceeP. So that's Instagram. My email is Percee308 at Gmail, Percee308 at Gmail.com. So that's for like booking in features and anybody that want to reach out, interviews, or you know what I'm saying. But yeah, definitely. And check out my YouTube channel. Please check out my YouTube channel. Um, Look at my playlist I put together. I put live clips of me, interviews, songs, and got R&B playlists I make. Just sharing a part of who I am as a person through looking at my playlist. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, check out my YouTube playlist called Percee P Songs and Features, or Percee P Real Recognize Real. Percee P Real Recognize Real. Those two playlists will definitely teach you a lot more about me and hear way more stories than we've been talking about.
Okay, okay, man. I want to thank you again, King. It's truly been an honor, man. This was a phenomenal episode. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Until next time, family. We out. Peace.
Peace.